This episode of the Submerged Podcast is brought to you by Monsoon Aquatics.
Welcome back, everyone, for not only another episode of the Submerged Podcast, another season, brand new season, season 2, episode 20 today. I'm here with Sam Parker, as always.
Hey, guys. How is everyone?
Very good, thank you. And just a little bit of a change up to the crew here.
Mixing it up for season 2.
Yeah, so Hadley, he's still with us, but he...
That sounds super ominous. Hadley is still alive and breathing.
How busy Hadley can get. And he kind of actually said to us over the break, listen, like 2026 is looking crazier than 2025. And I don't know how much time I can give you guys. And so we kind of said to him, listen, you do your thing and we'll get you in whenever you're free. You'd let us know. But to keep it interesting, we figured we'd bring someone else into the crew as like a bit of a full-time anchor and not fill the gap, but assist, just to help out and keep the conversations flowing.
And give it another angle too. It's always good to get another perspective on this weird and wonderful hobby that we love.
So we don't keep him sitting there not saying anything all night. We've actually got another Sam with us, Sam Philp. How you doing, Sam?
Yeah, really good. Thanks, guys.
So Sam is fairly local to me, and I see him around at work, and I catch him and we chat about the hobby quite a fair bit, and a lot of the things that he's brought up over the time has like kind of piqued interest with me as well. So I thought he's a pretty good fit, and he speaks well and all those kinds of things, which is always a great contributor. So
we'll see. I might be like the Temu version of Sam Parker, but we'll see.
Oh, please.
Sam Parker has got plenty of years of experience, and
he does.
What a
well
polite way
accustomed
of
to
saying
talking.
I'm an old boy.
No, you've just got the experience, mate. You know how to talk on camera and on a mic, and that's like I found out last year that's not an easy thing to do all the time. But
no, true.
Yeah. So Sam, in his video that you did it's a few weeks ago that it came out, the Softy Tank. He spoke really well about that, and you and I had a chat about it and thought, well, he's a great fit. So we had to
sure did. We were talking the whole drive after your place going, you know what, I think Sam would be perfect on the podcast.
Oh, how good. That's unreal.
He's got a gift for this stuff. We've got to get him on there. The listeners need this.
Because we were actually a little bit worried there for a little bit after we had the chat with Hadley. We're going, is this going to be a 2-person gig? Is that going to be entertaining enough for everyone? Do we try and get a guest in every episode, which is pretty hard? So, we kind of scratched our heads and thought, who can we get in that has a little bit of time and, can also add to the conversation? And, the next day after we had that conversation, we were at your house and we drove away from there going, yeah, that could probably work. So
yeah, it was a good time filming that video. That was unreal. I hadn't really been on camera in that way before. So showing off the tank and it's good.
Oh, good. The Softy
We'll talk
Paradise.
about your tank a little bit towards the end of the episode because
I was jumping the gun, was I?
No. Well, there's a little bit to it, right? Because it's not. You and I have pretty similar tanks you're a mixed tank and I'm an SPS tank, but size-wise, volume-wise, the overall goal, we're much the same, Sam. And yours is a Softy tank, and it's a bit different. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. So different approach, different. But just like last year, we are going to do some trivia.
Nice.
Yeah, straight back into it.
Nice.
And
all right.
We're going to throw you in the deep end here.
Oh, no. Far out.
Well, well, let's be honest, the deep end's the kiddie wading pool because my strike rate in trivia's not been great. I got a little bit better form towards the end of the year, but
had a bit of a streak, didn't you, at the end there?
Yeah, let's call it a streak, yeah.
I actually should have done my homework and found out what the score was for the end of the year and
Nah, we'll
awarded
just
the
write
prize
that
or
off.
something. But
Move
I think
on.
you and Hadley and the special guests, I think you were all pretty on the level playing field. You were all pretty equal towards the end. So
Sure,
but
sounds
maybe I'll
good.
do that this year. Towards the end of the year, between you two, there'll be an
even
outright
more
winner.
pressure.
Ooh, big pressure.
And
yeah.
maybe even a couple episodes, you guys challenge me.
Yep,
I'd like
yep.
to
That sounds good.
put my knowledge to the test, maybe.
Yeah, I've got a
Yep.
couple up my sleeve, mate. You just wait.
Oh, good. All right, episode 21 then. It's all yours.
Done. Sign me up.
All right, sweet. So today, one of the first ever trivia questions I did was about deep water coral and what's the deepest coral and things like that. And
Oh,
coming
yes.
with deep water, we know that deep water, there isn't much light down there. And when there's no light down there, it's pretty cold, right?
Yes.
What do you guys reckon the temperature range for the coldest climate where coral is kept? Well, not kept, but lives.
Ooh.
There's a range of about, what is it here? It's about an 8-degree range.
Talking Celsius,
8.
yeah?
Okay. Yeah, degrees
Celsius.
Celsius. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's get the fundamentals right. All right. So Celsius, and you reckon it's about an 8-degree range. That,
Where coral lives.
Where coral lives, yeah.
Okay.
So we know that coral that most of us all keep is around that 25 degrees Celsius mark. Thereabouts 24 to 26 is we know that that's going to change drastically through warm months and things like that, climate change and all those things. But so where do you think the coldest region would be? Well, not where it would be, but what would be the coldest?
You want us to give
coral
you
would say.
the range, if it's an 8-degree range, you want us to give us the low
No,
and the
it
high,
would-
or just pick a number?
Just pick a number, and if you're inside it, you get a point.
All right, I'll go
yeah, you start,
5
Sam.
degrees.
5 degrees.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking something similar because I know that reefs can exist. I guess it's not a tropical reef, but a reef of such.
Still a reef. Still a
With
coral.
I would say I'm going to go 8 degrees.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, point for both of you. But 4
Hey.
to 12 degrees is
Oh, nice.
4
the
to
temperature
12.
range. Yeah.
Very
Far out.
nice.
Do you know where they are?
I don't actually, but I do know the coral. It's called Lophilia.
Oh, yeah, that one.
Yeah.
It's the old cousin of Euphilia.
It's a weird looking thing. It's it kind of looks a little bit like a bleached out Gorgonian style
I was
thing.
gonna say like a
this,
sea
even
fan.
maybe a
Makes
thistle
sense.
coral
Okay.
kind of.
It's definitely
Yeah,
going to be
weird.
non-photosynthetic. I mean, I guess just because it's cold water doesn't mean to say that it's deep water, but it's probably a decent chance it's going to be fairly deep. So there's probably not going to be a lot of light down there. So it's going to need to filter feed. Makes sense.
Yeah, cold water
Yeah.
is known to be obviously nutrient rich as it upwells from the
Ah.
bottom. So it brings up nutrients and,
Yeah,
zooplankton, all
nice.
that good stuff. So it's got to be something fit for feeding, I'd say.
Yeah, nice.
So there you go.
Very
Ticked one off. Both
interesting.
got a point.
Bang.
Well, take that. I mean, to be fair, you left the target pretty big there with an 8-degree range. So
Yeah. I
I'll
was
take that.
hoping when I searched it that it was going to be a little bit tighter than that and make it hard. But, we've got to start somewhere. We're going to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
pretty easy to start with.
That's
definitely.
good stuff.
But I challenge some people to try and get some of that coral in their tank and have a chiller run 24/7.
Oh, imagine that.
I don't
Double
think your
glazed
chiller
would
would
not
get
be
your
enough.
water. You
No.
wouldn't be able to get the water that cold, I don't think.
No, not
What,
consistently.
What temperature is the I know some people keep cold water tanks, like not a lot, but like even some of the cold water Seahorse and that. What sort of temp are they at? Was it 16 or 20, something
Yeah.
like that?
Yeah, high teens.
Yeah,
High teens, yeah. Because I know that they go to quite a bit of infrastructure effort to keep the tanks at that temperature, like double glazed glass, massive oversized chillers, fairly low powered lighting. That's to get high teens.
Yes.
That's-
Oh, I think so. I could
Yeah,
be
yeah.
wrong there, but
I know.
I
I
feel-
think
I
you're
feel
about on the money.
temperate reefs, like along
Yes.
the east coast of Australia anyway. I'm pretty sure at
Yeah.
Sydney you're looking at about 18 degrees or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So imagine how hard it'd be if it's that much work to keep it at around that sort of mark. What would you have to do you'd have to be in a cold climate yourself. Like,
Yeah.
it couldn't
You'd
be
have to
here in
be-
Australia.
yeah,
Not
if
a
you were
chance.
somewhere where the ambient temperature got over 20 degrees, you're going to be you're going to be working
no
hard.
chance. Yeah.
Yeah. I think
No,
we've got a
there's-
couple of listeners from Norway or Denmark or something. Maybe they set something up. We'll send
Yeah,
them some
nice.
fish and we'll see how we go.
Are they
Post some
cold?
pictures.
Yeah, the tanks outside. They just set them up in the snow or something.
Yeah,
Saves
that's
on
it. Yeah.
chillers. If there are anyone out there with, it doesn't necessarily have to be 4-degree tanks, but if you have a cooler water tank, put some pictures up on our socials. I'd love to see them. It's
Yeah.
an angle of the hobby that I have 0% awareness, idea. I won't say appreciation. I think I've got 100% appreciation, but it's just one of those angles that I have no idea about. So yeah, share away.
Yeah.
Well, we talk about like NPS and stuff and like how few of that we actually see. Like this is another,
Yes.
this is probably less than the 1%,
Yeah.
people keeping a tank like that. So it'd be super interesting. We'd love to chat to someone or see some pictures and videos of something like that if it's out there.
Well, how it's
Love to see
run.
it.
That just seems crazy to me to run it cold.
Yeah, you've got to have, there's got to be some good reason around it. There has to be an animal, whether it be fish or coral, that you absolutely insist on having, or it has to be environmental and that it's considerably harder to keep a tank at 25 degrees than it is to keep it in single digits.
Yeah.
Well, you've just
otherwise
been
it's-
around. You've just been around that long that you've done everything, and you just want the next challenge, and that's it. That's all.
just a glutton
all
for
that's left.
punishment.
Yeah. So everyone may have heard the intro to the podcast has changed a little bit, and right at the beginning of
Yeah.
that, there was a bit of talk about our new sponsor, Monsoon, who's come on to be our season-long sponsor
Incredible.
this year. Yeah, which is it's excellent for us because it helps us a lot. A lot of people probably think that we do this for money, or we don't. Like, we do this in our spare time kind of thing, and there is some expense. There's not a lot at this moment, but it gives us a chance to kind of upgrade everything and do what we do just that little bit better. So yeah, we appreciate Monsoon for reaching out to us and letting us know that they're willing to come on board and sponsor the channel and help us out and help the listeners out in the same token as well.
Yeah, it's just another feather in the cap of Monsoon Aquatics, and I was going to say in their industry story here in Australia, but let's face it, they're not just an Australian icon in this industry. They're global now, and they're global not just that they sell around the world, but they're global in that they are industry leaders. Some of the things they're doing in the aquaculture space, the coral regrowth space, and just the research and development they do is really next level. So it's amazing to have them on board as a sponsor for the full season. And Daniel, Brooke, and the full team at Monsoon Aquatics, we appreciate your support.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, it is a massive help to us, and like they don't have to do this either.
No,
like they're doing it just out of the kindness of their heart, really, and it shows a lot about their business in general too, because like they're looking to preserve the coral reefs and stuff. They provide a lot of great coral to shops and stuff, but they do some great things like they do tours and stuff through their facilities and all kinds of things. So they go above and beyond, and we're very grateful for having them on board. And
yeah, and as Sam said, sorry, Jared, like the aquaculture space that they're in and the research and development stuff is unreal. Working with leaders all over the world in Australia, it's just it's unreal stuff. And then just for them to be like, hey, I'll come on for a whole season, that's just unreal.
Yeah. So today's episode, we're going to pretty much tie in like we did last year. The first episode we ever did was kind of an intro, and it was just about around us explaining ourselves, who we are, what we do, our jobs, our hobby, all that kind of stuff. And because you're new with us,
we've got a whole new person to introduce.
Yeah.
I thought no better way to kind of do a intro volume 2 on you, mate, and go through firstly probably what you do for work, which is
it's relevant.
It's relevant, and it's on a completely different
true
avenue, right? Like most people, when they say I'm part of the industry, like you work in a shop, you work at a coral farm, all different kinds of things. You do it on a different level. So tell us a little bit about what you do for work, mate.
Yeah, perfect. Cool. So I am a high school teacher. So I obviously work in the education space. And I'm lucky enough that I teach at a local high school in Western Sydney. I've been teaching almost 10 years now, and my area of research before was in marine science. So I thought, what would be better than taking that into the classroom and kind of teaching the next generation? So as I said, I've been doing that for 10 years. The marine studies course in New South Wales, anyway, is an elective course. So students have to pick it. They have to show an interest in it to be able to, do the subject and have me as a teacher and then lead them through an entire year of study around marine and freshwater environments. So I guess the overarching stuff that I do is year 9 and 10 students. I have 2 classes in year 9 and 2 classes in year 10 of CAP, so it's full. I can't take any more because I'm now over my marine studies allowance.
Damn.
Yeah. So it didn't start that way. Obviously, I had to start up the course, which took a while to kind of get people familiar with it and knowing that what I was doing was actually interesting and people want to learn about it. So it probably took 3-4 years to kind of build it up to the level it is now. And I guess 8 years later running that course, the kids can pick it, and I teach them everything from fish tanks and setup and aquariums through to nitrogen cycle and chemistry of water, and then throw in some fun things, take them fishing, take them out kayaking on the river, just try and keep it fun and interesting, hands-on, and learn, I guess, the basics to try and educate as many of these people about the marine environment and the marine hobby. So I wasn't always in that space, but I was in research and I transitioned across and I've never looked back. So I love every bit of it and I wouldn't change it.
No, good for you.
My only thing to all of that was, where was this when I was in school? Right.
It's
I
everyone
might have
always
actually
says
hung
that.
around.
Oh, if I had this when I was at school, I would be very different. And I wish I had that. That would be the best thing in school. I would listen. I would attend. Yeah. So it's a great course, and the kids absolutely love it. They just get right in and just dive in head first. And I just support every way I can. And I'm just amazing that I've got the support of the school, the principal. I've got my own marine lab, fully kitted with tanks and everything. So yeah, it's unreal.
That's awesome.
This is not something that's just at your school either. Like, this is something that's carrying on elsewhere.
Yeah, that's right. So the marine studies course, the elective course, there is teachers all over the state doing it, not just coastal ones that are near water, but even inland. We've got some teachers at Orange and Bathurst and these places that are running this course and just kind of adapting it to how they teach and what they can do in the classroom. And there's hundreds and hundreds of schools, public and private, that it is offered. It just depends, I guess, if the kids pick it and show an interest or, yeah.
We're in disbelief, Jared, and I hence the pause there, just because, I mean, the school, I mean, we touched on before that I'm a little bit older than you lads, but I mean, school's changed for the good, for the better since I was there, and the methodology now to find things that kids are interested in and educate them and make them fully aware of all angles, things they weren't aware of before, really elevate their knowledge and utilize that that interest into to use that to promote the learning is just chalk and cheese. From when I was at school, it was like, this is what we're doing, listen up or go home.
Yeah, chalk and talk, just copy what I'm writing on the board. I guess in this space now, it's like it's the mix of still being technologically relevant, I guess, and teaching them that kind of thing and using those platforms and AI and all that kind of stuff, but also engaging them enough for them to just get hands-on and stuck into some actual, hands-on learning. And I think so many kids totally disengage. And it's just unreal just to have kids that are engaged in it and are just asking questions and just want more and more and more. So,
well, on that angle, I mean, you talk about, I mean, in my space, I work in a software and technology space, and I can't go to a conference or even, to be honest, a meeting at the moment without AI being mentioned 65,000 times. This don't get me wrong, you've still got obviously a technological aspect to it,
Mhm.
but it's a very tangible topic. Like, you're talking about the space that we live in, creatures that live around us, the environment. It's so much more, yeah, tactile. That
Mm.
it's not code in the cloud somewhere.
Yeah,
It's something right
exactly.
in front of these kids, and for that, I absolutely love it.
Yeah, and especially like tailoring the course and the subject for these kids to not only our local environment. So you're exactly right,
Yes,
like
yes,
making it relevant to them in their community, in their
yeah, yeah,
environment, but also then teach them about all the other things that are going on and things all around the world that are marine related, whether it's,
for sure.
fish biology and coral or just the health of our oceans and things like that. So
That's super cool.
yeah.
Yeah, my daughter actually. Yeah, so he doesn't teach a course like this, but at her school, her photography course. So he's a bit of a hobbyist himself. This teacher at her school, and he watches Parker's Reef and all kinds of things, and
Good channel, that one.
he
Mistake number
yeah,
one.
and he always talks about Parker's Reef and everything. And my daughter actually said to him, "Yeah, my dad's on that. He's got he's a video on his tank and stuff," and he's like, "I don't believe you," and just like showed him and everything. So like, there's hobbyists everywhere in this, and it's so good that like we're passing this kind of stuff on to kids as well.
Yeah, and even looking at it from the photography standpoint, that's still educating. That's still
That's a whole other aspect to the
yeah,
hobby, isn't it? And
yeah,
it's the challenges around photography of underwater specimens, particularly in home aquariums where we have a lot of blue LEDs and stuff, is just another aspect altogether.
yeah, and a talking point
Yeah.
as well. Taking photos
Yes.
of like if she is taking photos of these like animals or things in your tank, Jared, or things like that, like sharing that with other people and that's where it starts.
I'm trying to get her to teach me because I have zero photography skills. While Sam was here in Sydney, I actually went out and bought a secondhand DSLR, and me and him are trying to figure out how to take a decent photo on it. And it was, but
The
I've just
samples you
kind of
sent
given it to
through
her.
looked pretty good to me. I think you were just being overly critical for your first few snaps.
Yeah, probably. But
Takes
she
time.
she knows more than me, so I've kind of given it to her and said, you play with it and
Yep.
teach me on it. And I think
And
that's kind of the way it is with like young kids and technology things as well. Like they're going to teach us old farts how
that's
to
when
do
you
some
know
things.
that's when you know you've officially got old, mate, is when you hand the reins over to the kids and say, do this for me. It's beyond me.
You know how often that
Yeah.
happens in teaching? It's like, throw my hands up, kids, sort this out. Like, this is too much.
Yeah, sadly enough, I used ChatGPT for the first time like 2 weeks ago. Like I'm just
Oh.
like, I'm never going to touch it. I don't need it. And then like I was like, I'm going to try this thing out. So,
Yeah, the
For the right
platforms
use
now.
case, it's
The-
good. For
yeah.
the right use case. The problem is people are trying to use it for the wrong use cases, and that's
exactly
when
right.
it's
yeah.
horrendous.
Tell us a little bit about your study. So before you obviously got into what you're doing at the schools now,
Mhm.
there was obviously an avenue that got you to where you are. So
Yeah.
how did that happen?
Yeah, look, I always had an interest in marine science as a whole, and I was just as a kid through primary school and high school, I just went, "That's what I'm doing." So I finished up high school, got into a Bachelor of Science in Marine Biology at the University of Technology Sydney, so quite central there at Broadway. So I got into that. I didn't do very well in my first year, but as soon as I could pick my electives, which became the marine science, whether it was freshwater and marine communities and things like that, I just excelled. So I finished my bachelor's, went straight into an honours in environmental biology, which the whole idea behind an honours, a 1 year, was just primarily for research. So I was lucky enough to spend 6 months of the year up at the reef, the Great Barrier Reef, on some beautiful islands, and the other
Wow.
6 months in Sydney, in the lab. And I just spent time processing samples, primarily of fish that I was looking at. So I don't want to delve in too much because I might bore some people, but
No, you're amongst friends here. It's okay.
let's just say proper like Finding Nemo style. They hop on the EAC, dude, the East Australian Current, and they head down to Sydney, fish do that. So my research was primarily in my honours was looking at when they actually come down on the East Australian current, where are they settling? Why are they settling there? Are they surviving? Are they making it through winter? Those type of questions. So, and I primarily looked at tropical butterfly fish. So,
Yeah, nice.
they're cool fish. I loved them to bits, but after seeing them in the lab for, 6 months of the year, seeing them, and I obviously had to keep some. I had to unfortunately kill some for research purposes, but it was the research that came out of it was great, and so I kind of took that on, and then the university hired me after. So I worked in the fish ecology lab next door to where I think Hadley's working now. So he's in the coral lab, and I was in the fish lab. So a couple of years before he was there, but I primarily just worked around the lab, did artificial reef projects. I did tropical surveys on snorkel and on diving just to see what tropicals are coming in. And I loved it so much because I was given every week I was given a work experience student. I was given a year 10 or year 11 or a year 12 student.
That's where the seed was planted.
There's the link. Yeah. So, so they were coming in weekly, and I was just like, this is how it works. This is the lab. Let's do some field work. And from there I was like, nah, this is what I want to do. So I retrained another degree just because, it's never enough to have two. So
why let the HECS debt just settle at that when you can build
I've
onto
still got it too. You wouldn't believe how big it is.
I work in a uni, trust me. I have a really good idea.
So I still have my HECS debt, and I probably will for a long time. But so I did a teaching degree as soon as I found out that I could pretty much do that full time. Retrained in a year, and then straight into schools. And that's kind of the history of me.
Yeah, full on. What a shift.
Yeah, big shift. Yeah, I never thought it would happen because I was one of those kids at school, maybe like you, Jared, because you've spoken multiple times about this, but sitting in the class being like, why am I here? Like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
I'm never going to be a teacher. I feel so sorry for these guys.
But that's why, because you want to make a difference. You don't want to be the teacher you had. You want to be the teacher you wanted to have.
That's very true. I did have a very bad biology teacher. So
they mustn't have done too bad by you. I mean, look where you are now.
That's true.
You know your way around some fish biology, but
they got me through.
They got you through, but they gave you motivation in ways that was possibly not intended.
100%. At the time, I didn't realize, but it was that probably helped.
Yep.
It's a different kind of approach. So you've kind of worked within your hobby from the beginning, right? Like a lot of people typically don't work within their hobby, right? Because they're like I actually, when I transitioned over into becoming part of the industry, I was kind of like, is this going to kill my love for the hobby? It's actually the reverse. Like, it's actually grown my love for the hobby even more. But a lot of people do that. So you've been in it for quite a while. Like, you kind of started there. It's not like you may have been flipping burgers at Macca's and stuff, but you weren't, doing that for a long period of time.
Yeah, video easy, mate. That's where it was. That's where it's at.
Oh man, that'd
lucky you didn't hang around there.
Yeah. So you're exactly right though, that it was like I was in the hobby, the marine hobby, alongside the university and alongside the research and alongside the work and then alongside the teaching. So it all comes hand in hand. I'm inseparable. Like, they're all together for me.
You're lifelong partners.
Yeah. Well, we can't not talk about your tank though, right? And I think let's go back and talk about all of the tanks that you've had.
How long have we got?
So let's talk about like where it started for you, when the few in between, and now where you've come, full circle where you are now.
Yeah, so I guess the reefing started like quite early on. So it did begin with a very small, 100-litre tank, hang on the back skimmer, black box light, real kind of old school. Well, maybe old school for me, maybe not for others, but old school in that aspect. No fancy technology and all the equipment. So it started there, and as soon as I got into it, I was just hooked. So I very quickly upgraded and it went from, that 100-liter tank straight to, a 4-foot. And then I've had about 3 reiterations probably at home of that 4-foot setup with just different setups, mixed reef, SBS, softies, and different equipment and all the rest of it. But that's just the home tanks that I'm talking about that I've had running. So
Yeah.
let's divert to school. So I also do have a marine tank at school. I've got a display tank, just a little mini reef. And I'm in the process of setting up a big frag tank because the kids have started. I've started training kids to frag corals.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So we did some SBS last year just to trial, and I've got them teed up for a couple of weeks' time to get pretty much to frag up all my softies that I've got in my tank at home. And I take them to school and they can frag them up and kind of get a go.
No wonder you've stayed in the hobby so long when you can actually utilize your workplace to, get some of the fragging done of these softies. Just be like, yeah, guys.
True. I have my little
overgrowth
bunch of minions,
softies. If only you get them over now.
Every Thursday.
Today's class is we're going to clean the sump.
Look, it is part of the aquarium maintenance topic. So I have to teach it. It's written in the law, in the syllabus. So yeah.
That's as good a reason as I need.
Yeah. Yeah. So I got my little minions helping me out. I've got my little reef crew at school that help me with all the feedings and maintenance and everything of all the salt water too. And then the freshwater side, I do run freshwater tanks. So I actually have 32 tanks at the school.
Holy moly.
Yeah, I counted them the other day because I was curious as to how many I've gotten, how bad it's become. So they do range from keeping shrimp and yabbies. So I've got a crustacean topic at school. So the kids breed yabbies and little ornamental shrimp. And then I've got lots of live berries, guppies and all those other things. I'm not sure if this is going to entice to anyone else, but lots of guppies and those freshwater fish.
The vast majority of reef keepers have some sort of freshwater background. So
yeah, I feel like a lot of people start there as well.
Majority of people will know what you're talking about. Cool. It's just me that's the one in the dark.
Lots of guppies. And then I've got display tanks for Australian native fish. I've got an aquaponics setup, which has more native, so silver perch, and I've got tanks with barramundi and Aussie bass, and then a lot of just breeding tanks for just different fish. So that's kind of the setup at school, but obviously I can't maintain that all myself. So lucky I've got a bunch of students to help me out with that. So I'm very lucky in that aspect as well.
Super.
Let me know when you've got your next field trip. I'll have them around here for the next lot of maintenance on my tank. So
yeah, look, I'm sure some kids would be keen to do some work placement at some places or things like that. I'm sure we could tee something up.
I'm just sick of getting on my hands and knees to get in the sump. So if I can get someone a bit smaller, they can squeeze in there and do it for me.
Not a bad idea.
I'll pay in Zupa Dupas. We're all good.
Look, that's how I do it with the kids. You do this, Zupa Dupas or lollies. Come on.
I guess also we need to do probably a little bit of a recap on yourself, Sam Parker, and on me, because it's been 20 episodes now since people got to know us, and things change in a year.
Big changes in a reef in 1 year, so.
True.
Yeah. I'll let you probably talk a little bit to what's happened in your world since we started this podcast and where things are for you now and your tank and life and everything.
Yeah. It's funny you say that because on the surface level, I go, nothing's changed in my tank. It's the same as it was a year ago. That's probably not true. Obviously reef's constantly evolving, but mostly it's ticking along. It's a fairly mature tank now, so nothing's happening quickly. It's got stability now. So when you see things going good or bad, it's not a new event that day. You've seen it happening over the last few weeks, if not months. And to be fair, most of the things that I would say are going bad are as a result of things going too good. It's coral growth that's getting pretty hectic now, and I'm a little bit wild with stuff like that. I'm not the bonsai kind of reefer out there. I don't I don't trim things anywhere near as frequently as I should. I just let sort of nature run its course, and that's good for a while. But eventually, nature's pretty nasty, and eventually everyone loses. So it it's got to the point now where I really do need to do a bit more trimming in the tank. I have had two. I'm trying to think if I had three. I've had at least two goes where I've pulled a good like 20 kilos of
Oh,
coral out of the tank, and it hasn't
Wow.
really been obvious. Um,
my
it's like
goodness.
my mates came over and they were like, I thought you said you were going to trim the coral back. And I'm like, dude, I cut so much out. They're like, no, you didn't. It's like breaching the surface. It's growing on top of each other. I'm like, yep, okay.
Big hack
So
this time.
yeah, I'm also mindful. What makes it probably worse is that because I have let it grow so big, if I do go that seriously big hack and say pull 100 kilos of coral out of the tank, it's going to throw everything out and really
Mm.
change the dynamics.
Yeah, good point.
So it's almost like water changes. Rather than doing one big one, you're better off doing multiple little ones.
Little ones, yeah.
I'm just a bit lazy. So if if I've got a spare Sunday, I'm happy, rip the shirt off, lay a towel down so I don't drip water everywhere, and get hacking with the bone cutters. But doing a bit of it every week for like the next 2 or 3 months doesn't sound all that appealing to me. So I don't know. We'll see where things go. I have pulled a couple of spots where I've pulled those sort of 20 kilo chunks out each time. It initially was demotivational because you pull like a spot that was just completely overgrown with coral. You pull that down to bare rock. One, it looks empty, but two, it also sort of shows the last 5 or 6 years worth of nasties that were growing on that bare rock, and you can just see algae and aptasia and all sorts of weird
Mm.
things down there.
All the stuff hidden underneath.
Yeah, all the stuff that's grown in the dark under these monster colonies. Thankfully for me, the fish go berserk. The two times I've done that, the fish come in and that first afternoon when you've done the big hack, you look at it and go, "Ooh, this is nasty." Um, by the next day, it looks like new rock. The fish have gone in, and every skerrick of algae, even though I haven't been able to identify the algae, but whatever the algae is, they eat it. The aptasias, and there's no shortage of aptasia. The stripies get in there and go to town on them, and it looks like new rock. So it has given me the opportunity to put some new corals in, which is good. I haven't had a lot of coral go into the tank over the last couple of years because it's overgrowing. But I have been able to put 5 or 6 special little bits in over the last couple of months, and that's been good. I've enjoyed it, watching them grow out, and well, watching those little nubs go from tiny nubs to slightly less tiny nubs, which is good because it gives a bit of perspective to some of the sizes of the other colonies and things too.
Yeah, they're awesome. What about how's your channel traveling? It's like yeah, I had you up here. What
Yeah,
was it now? It's probably a month ago now. You did your Sydney tour and all those
yeah,
videos have aired and everything. So
they have. Yes, all those videos have aired, which I got to say, and I say it every time. It's an absolute lifesaver doing those Sydney trips and banking up a good 5 or 6 videos just over this time of year, just Christmas/January holidays. My daughter's in school. My wife works at a high school. So when everyone's home and you're doing family things, it's difficult to make content each and every week. So having those videos banked up pretty much ensures that I can still release videos every week, which is great. Now school goes back as of this week of recording, and yeah, I've conveniently timed it so I'm all out of content. But I've got some things in the works. I know this is a podcast, but over my shoulder, I've got the brand new AquaWiz, which is something my viewers have been screaming for a little while now. There's a good dozen or a couple dozen guys on there that are like, every time I do any sort of automation, they're like, do a review of the AquaWiz. I need to know if this is the device to buy or not. Sounds good.
I might be one of those, Sam. Sorry.
It literally arrived in the mail today, so super keen to get my hands on that. Hopefully this weekend I'll get time to unbox that and set that up so I can get a good couple of weeks usage under my belt before I put a video out. I want to put it make it do quite a few tests, particularly seeing that's one that doesn't use a reagent. Hey, let's make that thing test nonstop. And then I guess other device-wise, I've got the new Tracetronic coming. I've got a beta unit of that, which is from the guys at Focustronic. It's essentially a dosing pump, but it does like drops, not mils.
Oh,
I think,
nice.
I can't remember how many vials it holds. It was quite a lot. I'm going to possibly be inaccurate and say 10, 12. I don't actually have the device yet. Maybe 20. Who knows? I guess we'll find out. The idea of it is for those who do trace element drops every day, this will automate that for you. So keen to play with that. Other than that, I do have a couple of tank tours lined up shortly that I've just got to get some dates of when on earth I'll be able to get to those. And I may also have a trip to Perth coming up soon. It's going to be a little bit of a whirlwind trip, but hopefully I'll be able to film a couple of videos while there. So yeah, it's always lots happening on Parker's Reef. It is always surprising at how it's well, I mean, we're talking about side aspects to the hobby and things you enjoy before. It's amazing how much Parker's Reef YouTube channel has become my hobby, and my tank is almost just an accessory to that. But I still enjoy it, so I'll keep doing it.
Yeah, awesome. Like I've said a few times now that it's my Saturday morning ritual kind of thing. And for whatever reason, it gets me busy with my tank. Like I watch an episode and I just kind of like, all right, that tank looked amazing and mine doesn't look amazing right now. What can I do to fix this situation? So yeah,
Yeah, it helps get me
it's my
motivated.
motivation.
Yeah, I was going to say
Yeah.
the same thing. It helps get me motivated. Same thing. Saturday morning, put it on,
Oh.
done. Let's get into it. Let's do some maintenance.
Glad to hear it.
Yeah.
What about you, Jared?
For me, recap on me for the past year.
You've had a bit
so
going on in your space.
I have.
Both good and bad, I think.
Yeah, I'd rather not talk about the bad, but it is what it is,
Yeah,
and
that is reefing.
it's part of reefing. Really, we take this gamble knowing that things can and sometimes do go wrong, and it sounds like I keep talking about on this podcast all the things that have been going wrong with my tank, but I don't want to hide anything either. You know, like
No, that's it.
still learning lots. But I think the biggest thing for me, the biggest shift has been obviously my job. I moved over from Oz Aquarium Distributors to Bespoke Aquariums, and I think it's nearly 6 months there.
Yeah, nice.
Time flies.
Which has been good, and it's been an eye opener to see everything from a different aspect, from a different point of view. But it has really grown my love for the hobby even more. Just kind of
Yes,
being
nice.
able to tinker with things, play with things, talk to like-minded people. I think that's one of the biggest things. Like I've had a lot of fans of the podcast come in and just go, I don't need to buy anything today. I just wanted to have a chat, which has been really cool and a little bit humbling. But
Nice.
yeah, it's been a great journey with Bespoke so far, and we got some really big things happening for 2026 and stuff, which is exciting as well.
I've seen some
Okay.
clips of you setting up customer tanks and stuff there, and I'm like, yeah, that doesn't look like a bad day's job. Unboxing a new Cade and putting a
Till you
scape
gotta
in
lift
it. Well, isn't that you're the boss around there? Isn't that what you got all those young fellas to pick stuff up?
Oh yeah, but when you're a big fella, sometimes you kind of get roped into those things too. So
You get
No,
one end
like-
and everyone else gets the other.
yeah, and sometimes like there's a couple of inexperienced people in moving tanks and shifting
Yeah,
things and stuff like that. So it's always good to be there on site. And
Yes.
if you're not needed, great. But if you're needed, then an extra pair of hands don't hurt. So
Yeah, especially
We've
lifting in
done a
those
few.
massive scapes that you've been making.
Yes.
Oh, mate. The next episode we talk about is actually around aquascaping, but I don't know if anyone is following the Facebook Bespoke page, but we've just set up a K2200 as a shop tank, and
Yes.
we come to the decision that it was going to be an SPS tank. We want to really showcase some SPS because Shop hasn't done much of that in the past. And I'm like, all right, I've built a skate like this before. I'm going to do it again. And I built it. And then once it was complete, I realized that complete, it weighed about 60 kilos. And then we kind of went, how do we get this up and into the tank? And that was so we kind of had to put the tank on the ground, put the skate into the tank, glue the skate to the glass, and then was the challenge of getting it up onto the stand. I tell you what, that was not an easy fit. Like, that was tough. That was really, really tough. It was pretty dire there at a few times there. I'm like, I don't know if we're going to get this up onto the tank, and I don't know if we can get that skate back out again, but we managed it. It's there. It's actually, as of today, it got water in it as well, and it's cycling.
Nice.
So that's fun too. But yeah, I've been kind of focused on a few scapes lately and trying some new things, which has been another fun thing of the job. A lot of people hate aquascaping, and I love every aspect of it. I love the freshwater side of it. I love the saltwater side of it. I like everything. I like all the different rocks, all the different woods. I like trying new things. It's fun to me. And surprisingly enough, like, it doesn't take me that long sometimes either, which is weird, because some
You're a
people are like,
natural.
I've been on this skate for like 2 weeks and I can't figure it out. And I'm like, I'm doing it in 4 hours. Like,
You're one of
it's
those
not that
people
hard.
that just tips the rocks out of the box and they goes, that looks all right. Get me some putty.
And it's almost like I can sometimes see the finished product in my head before it's done as well. So yeah, I know where I'm going with it as well. So, but I think I've done enough scapes now where, I just know what to do. But on my tank, so not so great. I bought myself a Queen Angel for my 40th birthday in December, and unfortunately it didn't survive, which is heartbreaking.
That is heartbreaking.
And then a few days later, the beloved Emperor Angel passed as well.
Oh, are you serious?
Oh, no.
Yeah, which is a real shame. I don't know how, but I got an ammonia spike in the tank and managed to kind of pick it up after both fish had died. So I've got some, what do you call it, Zeo in there now to kind of strip all the ammonia out. That's all gone. Everything's gone back to normal. And I think, so I've been battling algae in this tank for forever now. It feels like for years, but the tank's only been running for a year or so. I had Bryopsis to start with. I kind of managed to get rid of Bryopsis, and then immediately following the end of the Bryopsis treatment, I got hair algae. So I get hit with a double-edged sword there. The Bryopsis, the treatment for the Bryopsis algae pretty much killed most of my SPS frags. Then now I've done the same treatment for the hair algae, which has killed off the new frags. Kind of figured out that SPS doesn't like fluconazole too much in high doses.
Yeah, don't like it at all, no.
Yeah. And I think that both with the algae dying and then the coral dying and stuff like that, that's probably thrown something into the water column, which has brought ammonia about and killed a few fish. So
yeah,
pretty tough. Like, I seem to just have these shitty Januaries for some reason, and I'm glad we're about to hit February because
couple more days.
I'm in the clear.
By the time this airs, you'll be on easy street, mate. You'll be fine.
Cloud 9.
Yeah. But I've done a bit of a clean out of the garage and found a bunch of equipment and stuff, and I'm like, all right, that's it. I'm doing a garage sale, and they'll pay for some coral and some fish. So, again, I did the whole thing where I'm like, because it just keeps hitting you, these things, like, where one after the other. Like, you can kind of take a fish death every 6 months or a year. Like, you wouldn't like to, but that's just the nature of the game, playing with livestock, right? You can take that fish death or that coral death every couple of months, but when you kind of wipe your tank and then lose some fish and then wipe your tank again and you're like starting from scratch, you're kind of like, what am I doing? Like, do I really like throwing money away and
Yes.
seeing all these fish that I'm attached to die and stuff. So I was like,
Especially
I
if they're
kind
your
of,
favourites. That's the worst because you're
oh, mate,
emotionally
yeah.
attached to them in so many ways that, yeah.
Yeah, I was most upset about the Queen Angel because it was like,
Yes.
I didn't ask for anything for my birthday, but I was just like, all right, I'm going to treat myself because I'm turning 40. What am I going to do? And I'm just like, I've always wanted a Queen Angel. And that was what got me the most upset. But I was like, I treated myself and it didn't work out. You know,
Yeah.
that's the crappy part. But I
It's
don't know.
something
I kind
that
of,
non-fish keepers don't understand either. Like,
no.
they always, whenever you talk about fish, and particularly fish losses, they always, associate it with like the goldfish that, that you wouldn't tell if you replaced it with another one. They don't understand the depth of character, particularly in marine fish, how they are like a
Yeah.
cat or a dog. Like they've got quite strong personalities. You get to know them, and in many ways, it's worse losing a fish than a cat or a dog because they're so dependent on our care. Um, a cat or a dog, yeah, you could forget to feed it or whatever. I guess it'd take a number of days, or if they didn't have water or something. But generally, the environment. I guess if you left them in a locked car or something, things would be different. But I mean, that's kind of the equivalent with our fish. Is if you tried to keep a cat or a dog inside your car full time, the amount of care and effort that would be put into making sure that everything went smoothly.
Yeah.
It's really difficult to explain to non-fish people, and I guess I've butchered it pretty well there. So it's difficult to explain to fish people as well. But
Yeah.
it's just it's a complicated relationship that is just not comparable to anything else.
And when you talk about things like Queen Angels, like they are sometimes the price of like a pedigree tot. So
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Yeah.
it's like there is a cost aspect to it as well. But like the Emperor Angel isn't the most expensive. It's not a cheap fish, but it's not a super expensive fish. But I had this thing eating out of my hand. I put my hand in there and it would kind of rub against me like a cat, So,
Yeah.
and I had him for 4 years. My kids had named him so. There's some kind of, he's part of the family in a way, and
100%.
he's grown. He's been in a couple of tanks now, and and everyone always spoke about that fish. He's been in 2 of Sam's videos, and
Yep.
so he was always kind
showpiece.
of the standout.
Yeah.
He was the showpiece
Yeah,
of the tank.
Absolutely,
He
Really.
was, yeah.
Yeah.
So really, really upsetting. But like I said, like I kind of had to take a step back and go, this is part of the hobby, right?
Yeah,
And if you are happy to spend the money and invest the time, then you have to be emotionally stable enough to know that eventually all things must come to an end.
It's true.
Fish lifespans are 5 to 10 years, some of them, some more, but and some fish, like he was going to get to a point where he was going to outgrow my tank anyway. Like he was a big fish, so. Like I just kind of had to go to myself, all right, it is what it is. I need to either shut the tank down or move on and, redo it. I'm kind of talking about a bit of a restart now. So there's no real coral in there. And fish wise, there's still a lot of fish in there, but he took up all the space really. So,
Yes.
but
It's
yeah,
amazing how empty a tank can look after you lose,
I know.
particularly a big fish.
Yeah.
And you just
And
go,
even to the point
no
where I'm
different.
like, it was like 12 cubes of frozen food. Now I'm like back to 6. Like he was eating 6 cubes himself.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's when you really notice like they all come to the surface and you're like, they're not even eating all of this. I got to wind it back a little bit. So yeah, but yeah, it is what it is. I'll do the reset and start again. But like the tanks at work, we've just set up a new Red Sea display, a big 2100. We just set up the 2200K. There's been a few freshwater tanks that we've set up that are really cool. So that's kind of been fulfilling my thirst for the hobby a little bit. And while the tank at home takes a bit of a back seat, and then, eventually it'll start kicking again and I'll get some coral and stuff back in there. It's not the end of the road, but
I think that's reefing, isn't it? Kind of always goes in waves, isn't up and down like a roller coaster, but we all have them, and just got to try and push through it.
Yeah. The next thing we're going to actually mention is the little bus tour that's happening here in
Yeah.
Western Sydney.
Hey, all aboard the Coral Bus.
Woohoo.
So-
Shoot.
Now it's a train.
It's
Woohoo!
a train. I don't know what I'm doing. Am I driving this thing? I don't know.
Hopefully not.
So we spoke about it. I think we spoke about it in the last episode last year.
We did
that,
mention it was happening and people should check it out. Yeah.
Yeah, gave it a
Yeah.
shout out, and almost as soon as you did, it filled up.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's only a little bus. When people are thinking, they're probably thinking like one of those full 44-person, buses with a billboard on the side. It's just a little
Full
bus that you
Greyhound
use at
bus.
school, right?
Yeah, imagine a 55-seater rocking up to a local fish shop. Far out.
Oh, man.
That's the next installment
That's-
next year.
Yeah.
The fish shops won't want you if you have 55 people. I mean, Bespoke's different. You guys can. I've been at Bespoke when you've had 300 people in store, but a lot of fish shops can't accommodate that many people.
No way. Yeah.
they'd be sweating bullets.
I tell you what, they might be sweating bullets, but they'd be loving the revenue for the day. So they'd
This is
be
true.
on board for sure.
Yeah, that's true.
This is
That's
true.
So it's a cool little idea that you put together with Lachlan last year
Yeah.
that yous were gonna just get together a little bus and do a little whirlwind tour of so what are the shops? Tell us what the run is.
Yeah, so it's just a little 12-seater. Luckily enough, my soccer team, all of us chipped in and bought a bus for the soccer club.
Awesome.
So I thought, what better than, filling up with 11 of the reefers. So we run a local Hawkesbury page just for Northwest Sydney, and so I filled up with a couple there and a couple from Sydney. So thought we'd all jump on. So I think it's 6 stores for the day. So it's going to be
Big day.
probably a big day. Yeah, it'll be
That
it's
is a
10 a.m.
big day.
pickup, and it will probably concluding at Bespoke, and it will probably
Yep.
go later on. So Eastwood is our first stop. Eastwood Aquarium, then
Nice.
Hurstville Aquarium, and
Lovely.
then we've got Majestic Aquarium.
Very
and then
nice.
We've got
Surely if-
Aquaristic.
Paul's there. He's going to jump on the bus with you.
It was full. I can't take anyone else.
Oh, he'll find a way. Don't worry.
And then Fine Pebble Aquarium.
Nice.
And then I think it's back to Bespoke. So I think that's 6. I think that sounds about right. So it's just trying to
Sounds like a
squeeze
good
in them
day.
all in a day and not spend too long at each shop, but give everyone
Yeah.
enough time to shop at each one. So
Someone's going to have to be tough on the watch, and
it'll
that's
probably be me.
going to be you. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually looked at the forecast and it's like, oh, it's 37. Perfect. All right, cool.
Excellent.
So I'll run the
Excellent.
bus the whole day. Yeah, so it'll probably be me on the stopwatch and everything, but
Yep,
it'll
yep.
be a good day. And I've got prizes and raffle prizes, and we've got trivia as well as prizes for trivia. So it's going to be
Amazing.
loaded up. There's some people that are coming from interstate, and yeah, it's going to be a really good day, I hope. So plenty more to come.
Absolutely hectic.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to film it and see what happens, put it up on my YouTube and
Amazing.
do my best to vlog it, I guess.
Awesome. Yeah, it's going to be a fun day. Like, we're looking forward to having yous at the shop. I'm sure all the shops will. It'll be a good fun day. Everyone's probably stocked up, ready for you guys to
Yeah, well, hopefully.
find all the bargains. And
Yeah, well, they've given us, a lot of the shops have come on board and given discounts and little opportunities
Yeah,
for the
nice.
ones that are on the bus, which is great. So thank you so much to all those stores. Couldn't really do it without all of you. So I thought we'd kind of give back to the local fish shops in a way and just kind of make this hobby, different and fun and,
It used to be something that happened pretty often.
yeah.
I can't speak on behalf of Sydney, but I can say here in Melbourne, there used to be probably a couple a year for most years where there'd be a little bus crawl. And if it wasn't a bus crawl, it'd be a convoy of cars.
Yeah.
And, we just have a route planned out. And it's like, all right, well, everyone's go to this shop. And then, all right, it's 11 a.m. We've got to go to the next shop. And yeah, they were
Yes.
great fun.
Oh, it's going to be a really good day. And I think just getting everyone on board the same bus as well and going around is just going to be, it's going to be good
Definitely.
fun. Yeah. But
it's like
I know
a
there haven't been.
pub crawl without the drinking, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to lie, actually. Got the idea from that. I was doing a pub crawl for the soccer, and I was like, I could do this with aquarium shops. Like,
Definitely.
my mate Lachlan and I go out reefing and we just do our own thing and we do our little crawl through all the
Yep.
aquarium shops. I was like, well, I've got 10 more seats. Why don't I just fill it and just cover tolls and petrol and have
Happy
some fun?
days. It was great.
Next time you'll just have to do it like with 11 people so you can fit an esky in the back and make it a pub crawl.
There's actually room for 4 eskies, mate. It's all kitted out, so don't you worry.
Oh,
That's
Oh, I
already
see.
accounted for.
It's accounted for.
I see.
Yeah.
Surely they're for coral though and not beers.
Well, I haven't figured that out yet because I've got a couple of eskies for drinks and things like that, and maybe some empty ones. So I haven't decided if it's going to be
Seems like it works perfectly. They start the day off with beers, and then as you drink the beers, the corals go in. So it fixes itself.
like a drink one, buy one kind of situation. Oh, that could
Yeah.
get bad though if you're drinking the whole day. Far out. Starting at
Yeah.
10, finishing at Bespoke would all like. Well, I wouldn't because obviously I'm driving, but if I was to,
No.
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, if
I
you
don't
were,
think it
you
would
might end up
finish.
on that train. Who knows?
get to Bespoke at Blacktown and just go, you know what, let's just hop on the train. Choo choo. And just off we go.
Everyone's there like, our designated driver just hopped on the train.
Oh, goodness.
Well, to everyone who's on the bus, I hope you have a great day. You might actually even be listening to this, as you're getting around on the day.
Oh,
'cause
does this go
airs
live on the same day?
It does.
live on the same day.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lou, well, have a beer for me, lads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a bit of self-advertising though. Like on the podcast, put the podcast on the bus and listen to myself.
Yeah,
You'll get
why
used to
not?
that, don't worry.
I still can't get used to it.
Mate, I was driving around listening to myself thinking, if I have my window down here at the satellites, people are going to realize that I'm listening to myself, not knowing that no one knows what I sound like and just fully overthinking it. I'm like, no, I'm just going to.
Well, they wouldn't
I'm
know
just
it was
studying.
your voice, would they?
That's
No.
exactly right. But I've just overthought it, going, it seems weird that I'm listening to myself and people might know, and no one knows. So
Nah,
don't
just
worry
own it,
about
mate. Don't worry about it.
So the one thing that I did notice with the channel, the one thing that we weren't good at last year is the social media side of it. So we're going to be a lot better with that this year, I promise. A little bit more active, probably answer some more questions a little bit more frequently and quicker. But we've also set up Instagram, which hopefully may be live by the time this comes out.
It will be. You watch.
Yeah, got to put a couple of hours into that. But we're going down the other avenue of potentially looking at TikTok too, maybe just to kind of get it out there.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's where the kids
Oh,
are at.
I'll have to work on my dance game.
I'm on TikTok. I don't do any dances though.
I saw you do a TikTok where you cartwheeled out of a classroom.
Are you serious? Did you actually see that? That's
I saw that.
embarrassing.
I saw it on Facebook, not on TikTok, just because,
Oh my goodness.
again, I'm an old boy, but
That's what happens when
saw
your
it.
students share stuff like that. Anyway,
I thought it was awesome. I loved it. I was
Still
impressed
got it.
by your
Still
cartwheel
got it.
skills. Yeah.
I could not do a cartwheel to save my life. So well done.
Thank you. Thanks.
In fact, it would not save my life. It would end my life if I tried to do a cartwheel.
Snap both your wrists and fall on your neck.
Yep,
Hamstring.
It would be
Oh.
fatal.
So yeah, we're not going to do the cartwheels, but we may be on TikTok and
Hey, don't
Never
say
speak
never.
for yourself, mate. No, I thought.
Yeah.
we're still going down the avenue of looking at how we get this on YouTube. There's still a little bit to be done, but that's potential for this year as well, and a few other things in the pipeline as well. So it should be a really good, fun 2026, and we're excited to kind of bring some fun content to everyone this year.
Definitely.
Plenty of episodes, because last year we started, I think, like April or something, so we missed a good chunk of the year.
Mm.
So it's going to be like 26 or so episodes, I think I looked at.
Hot dog.
Yeah, so there's lots coming. I've already done the schedule for the entire year, and there's a lot of fun topics.
Nice.
Mentioning topics, next podcast, episode 21, is all about aquascaping. That's
Ooh.
really come to me because, like, I did build that scape at Bespoke, and I've had so many questions about it, and how long does it take? What glue do you use? This, that, everything
looking forward to
else.
Yeah.
So I thought we would talk a little bit about maybe like the evolution of aquascaping, where it was, where it's now, how to aquascape, all that kind of thing. So
Sounds great. It's
um,
an
it's another
episode I'm
fun
looking forward
episode.
to. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's it. That's all we got time for. It's a nice, quick, simple one today. Just a bit of a recap of last year and introduce Sam Philp as well to the team. Welcome aboard, mate. And
Thank you.
Welcome.
yeah, I think it's going to be a good year, good season 2.
Agreed. Looking
Yeah.
forward to it.
Well, that's all we've got time for, everyone. We'll catch you on the next episode, episode 21. Thank you for listening. We'll catch you. See ya. Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to catch us again in a fortnight for the next episode. Find us on all our socials for more updates.